Welcome back to another installment of me taking fun games and unfunning the fun with unfun rules, a series where I seem to always go crazy. In this week's episode, I do in fact, once again, lose my poo-poo. Is it gone forever? I don't know, probably. Something I do know though is that after this challenge, I never want to stare at Spider-Man's tight red and blue ass cheeks ever again. Yeah, I'm willing to give that up. That's how bad this was. Can you beat Marvel's Spider-Man without dying? By without dying, I mean exactly that. No dying. If I die at any point for any reason at all, I restart. And not just for my last save, no, that's Weenie Hut Jr. behavior. I restart the entire game from scratch. And if that's not enough to make me want to self-perform a reverse circumcision, I of course have to play on the hardest difficulty. But that's where we snag our nuts in the door. You see, this is not the hardest difficulty, and in fact, it is way too easy. In order to unlock ultimate difficulty, you need to beat the game first, and having just picked this up on PC, I don't have any of my old saves from the gay station. I'm not going to admit my mental ineptitude and play on a measly spectacular difficulty, so before I do any of the challenge at all, I have to beat the game. As a big FU to Sony, I plugged in my Xbox controller and launched that puppy on the lame friendly neighborhood difficulty. After a quick 15-hour speedrun and a reawakening my hatred for playing as MJ.
Wish me luck.
Wish you luck?
Okay.
MJ, I genuinely hope you die. I was officially able to start the challenge. So will I become Lord of the Scrubs and whirl my wiener in their faces, or will my bullies take a tip from Dr. Seuss and open up my cheeks like the green eggs and ham? Let's find out. I begin my first attempt watching the opening cutscene for the now second time, a cutscene I am soon going to memorize. We get our first look at our new Peter, and to be honest, after playing this game for so goddamn long now, he's kinda grown on me. I'm officially ready to risk a potential anal prolapse after being cancelled, and say they made a good move by switching the face. Anyways, during my first playthrough, I realized 3 things will always be certain. Peter has the same amount of money as a stripper on a Tuesday morning. This game makes my eyeballs leak nutter butter instead of tears from the pure ecstasy it is just looking at it. And my body will never forgive me for the number of prostate exams I received while trying to survive my stepdad's right hand. I swung my way to this first set of Fisk goons and thought nothing of it. Just some randos with the dumbest haircuts you could possibly get. It'll be easy. Wrong. I for some reason didn't know Insomniac made these guys for the specific reason of just pissing me off. I nonchalantly tried to take them out, not knowing this is truly the hardest part of the entire game. Ah! No! Well, shit. That was fast. My second attempt was basically the same as my first. Sit through the main cutscene, attempt to confront the cool kids down the street for stealing my toaster strudel, and once again, embarrass my parents. Ah! Damn it! It's the first dudes. Why are they so hard? That's what she said. Fuck. My third attempt reinforced the fact that I would rather sit my bare ass on the world's largest hornet's nest than continue with this challenge. As it turns out, I might really suck at this game. No, I'm dodging. I pushed the dodge button. I pushed it. Dog, I can't even get past the first fucking dudes. Holy shit. Attempt number 4 made me really start to question if this was even possible. I think I'd have more success telling my dad I love him than I do beating this challenge, and he died years ago. Come on. Alright. I don't know if I can even do it. Honestly, I don't even know if I can do it. Either it's really hard, or I just really suck up some ass cheese through a silly straw. Or both. At this point in my quest for inevitable insanity, I still have not made it past the first set of dudes to fight. How can I even begin to think about beating this entire damn game without dying if I can't even survive the first few scrubs at the start? I think having just done a speedrun on Homopuss difficulty, where I basically slap their asses with my spider cock and they fall over, made me frighteningly unprepared for an actual challenge. So I needed to change some stuff up a bit and try something else, because the cheek clapping wasn't doing a damn thing at this point. I basically did my best to try and stay in the air the whole time. Just gotta knock someone up and beat the fuck out of them while somehow completely defying gravity. The group of virgins on the ground can only admire the raw dogging I give their boyfriend right in front of them. If I am on the ground, the best way to make sure they can't make me want to go back in time to save my dad from losing the wrestling match with my mom is to keep switching targets as much as I can. They can't really hit me if they're actively swallowing my foot. And just like that, after 5 shitty attempts and finally realizing how completely ass I was, I beat the first enemies in the game. Now I just need to beat the entire rest of the game. 3 minutes down, 897 to go. Anyways, my attention turned towards making it through the tower to eventually give the thickest of all thick boys the face cream I've been stirring up just for him. I surprisingly made it past the first set of antisocial rejects trying to steal said love stick lotion in the lobby, and finally gained the ability to heal. This was a huge game changer. It's honestly why the first dudes made me so damn hard. You can't heal at all until this point. While making my way through the tower, I spent a lot of time in the air as I fought all the purple boys. Then, when I was most expecting it, because there's literally a giant slow-mo tip to dodge rockets, I got fucked. I swear to God I hit that dodge button like a disobedient wife after a long week of regretting life choices. Thankfully it didn't kill me, but my health was at a solid 1, and I made the dreadful mistake of forgetting the orange glowy stuff is hot. Dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you joking? Having already applied 5 entire Olympic-sized swimming pools full of hemorrhoid cream to treat the absolute pounding I've been taking from behind, and not making it more than 15 minutes into the game, I was losing hope very quickly. And although I did manage to make it past the first group of purple people leaders, this attempt did nothing to help my confidence, as I was once again forced to slurp up 3 gallons of diarrhea in 8 minutes. God damn, this shit is impossible! He just pistol whipped my ass! That's so embarrassing. With 7 being the greatest number ever invented, this attempt had me ready to defecate on everyone's face. Nobody was safe. With my sphincter now dilated to a solid 7 inches, ready to shoot anything at anyone, an entire container of Miralax now working up some mean curry, I went in swinging, and wanted to make Fisk sex slaves regret ever taking out their butt plugs, but I clearly forgot how much I fucking suck, and the first dude shoved those dildos right down my throat. Dog. Can I just get past the first mission? That's all I want right now. Just the first mission, please. My 8th attempt finally showed some progress. I'd like to state once again that this is my 8th attempt. Yes, already, I know. And yes, I am not even past the first mission in the game. Anyways, by the grace of the sweet Giga Chad above, John Cena, I made it past the first dudes and made it through the tower, clearly winning the floor is lava game. It was time for my first boss fight against the oversized thumb. I threw some giant-ass turrets at him that he just happens to have concealed in the pillars by his ridiculously oversized office. His roid rage peaked to inhuman levels after he found out the horrifying rumors are indeed true. The McRib is back.
I will destroy you!
And his boys joined in on the fight. I first focused on taking out all his butt buddies before turning all my attention to the Mega Chode. I threw a bunch of trash cans and other random shit at him before busting a nut on his face and making Humpty Dumpty have the greatest of falls. And just like that, I did it. 8 attempts in, and I finally beat the first mission of the game. It's nice to be finally done with that shit, but also, like, kill me. Here we go. This is the run. Let's just get it this try. Otto aggressively splooged some of his tentacle daddy sauce into his pants.
Hold on!
I witnessed some riveting gameplay, fixed a few towers because I'm apparently the cop's maintenance man too, and stopped some petty crimes while definitely killing a guy. Ooh, I definitely just broke his neck. There's no way, with that wind-up, there's no way that guy's breathing right now. Otto then walked in on me admiring the celebrity feet pics I've managed to gather over the years, and he helped me build a brand new suit. We are now officially into the real game. I never thought it would happen. I'm also clearly getting better at not sucking up so much ass cheese, cause the overworked and underpaid fathers of 3 didn't know what to do against the hot meat stick milk I dispensed freely onto their construction site. It went surprisingly well. I was almost flawless, to be exact. I am now gaining some much needed confidence, and I finally feel like this challenge might be possible. I started to focus most of my skills into buffing up my combat stuff to become the ultimate spider crime stopper extraordinaire. I really couldn't care less how many 360 no-scopes I managed to hit while swinging around the city. I just want to, not die, you know. I also did some side stuff if I came across it, just for the sole purpose of upgrading my gear. I didn't want to go out of my way to stop any criminals, being as obvious as physically possible, or find old feet pick stashes. I don't really want to be doing a bunch of extra stuff if I can help it, because, let's face it, this isn't going to be my last attempt, but I will do them if I come across them. Eventually, I made my way to look at some arts and crafts, but the place was already overrun with masked boys who specialize in having a vagina. Once the vages were safely tucked away in their air vents, I turned into a redhead and quickly became the exact thing I was trying to destroy. Bullshit. Whoever's idea this was to just throw in some random ass sneak missions where the only thing you do is push the analog stick forward needs to be subjected to the world's worst form of torture. Maybe we can make them do this challenge. I then snuck into the back room and found the only celebrity feet pick stash that can rival my own. This was clearly Fisk's fun time alone room. Why else would you be able to open its mouth like that? That just can't feel good, I promise. It can't. Once I was actually able to play the game again, I had a few close calls while fighting the glowy vagina fucks, but I was luckily able to heal in time. I then witnessed the greatest cameo of our generation and felt a tear run down my cheek as I began looking at his feet pics from before he passed. After not being able to control myself temporarily, I got back on the game and chased Shocker down the street. One set of button mashing and dodge spams later, and he was back home. I then made my way back to work and found Otto building sex toys for black guys. He literally just stuck it right on his arm. Norman came in and didn't like that he was making them for black guys, so he shut it down and took all the masturbation machines. I then somehow managed to not choke to death on your mom's queef clouds, and Shocker broke out of jail, forcing me to stop him from robbing a bank. He was being a bad boy and trying to buy the entire world's supply of mayonnaise and toothpicks. I didn't dare ask why. I just know he's a sick fuck. The only thing I can think of is that something needs to lubricate the urethra, right? Anyways, the fight itself was pretty easy. I was only hit once and easily healed. I knocked the unreasonably gigantic chandelier map thing on top of him, and he was done for. After being shocked at how shockingly easy Shocker was to shock, I went to the docks and started taking out Fisk's boys one by one. But I got caught and had to defend myself. I unfortunately forgot how much ass cheese I was able to suck, and I didn't last much longer. No! No! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Please! Please go away! No! Stop! No! No!
Snipers everywhere.
Oh my god.
I need to deal with them first.
God, I fucking suck! That was so long, too. God. I really don't want to restart. I really don't. Oh. I went into my 9th attempt discouraged at my idiotic performance in that last fight, but encouraged at the fact that I was actually able to make it past the first mission. So that's a little plus, right? Anyways, at this point I'm starting to see drastic improvements in my abilities to not let the bad boys catch me lacking. I made it past the first dudes fairly easily, made it through the tower without worrying too much, and thought I was killed by the overweight chicken nugget, but it luckily turned out to just be him teasing me with some choking foreplay, which once again got my gentleman relish into every nook and cranny. Once Chunky Chunker was in his sticky situation, I stopped some more petty crimes and put on a new suit. I'm trying to use a different suit for each attempt, but it doesn't actually let you change your suit until you unlock the main suit. I could do a New Game Plus, but that is definitely cheating. So I'll just have to make it to this point first, each time. Anyways, I successfully messed up Fisk's construction efforts again and did my best to make this chick as uncomfortable as possible. If she's gonna keep torturing me with a tour through this shitty art place, I'm gonna make damn sure she wishes she didn't have windows in her house. I then fought the other fellow art lovers and went to stop the world's worst mayo thief. He actually almost killed me and I couldn't heal because I didn't have any focus, but thankfully the default suit power in the game regenerates your focus super fast, so whenever I desperately need to heal and and I have no focus in order to do that, I bust out my handy dandy suit power, and just like that, I'm good as new. That's gonna be the only suit power I'll ever be needing for this baby batter blaster blasting. Eventually, I made it back to the same docks that made me want to pulverize my piss pump, and this time it was like beating the feces out of a bunch of Stevie Wonder impersonators. I then made up with Miles' dad, who obviously heard about the self-masturbating machines we've been working on for black guys, because I've never seen this level of loyalty from anyone. I don't know if he was looking for handouts or just a really good dude. Either way, he earned my thanks and my support. I then got kicked out of my apartment and went on a quest to find my decades-old Beanie Baby collection they tried to incinerate. This gang of rare child's toy thieves must have heard about the legendary group of Peanut the Royal Blue Elephants I managed to maintain over the years, and I had to fight them off. That or they just like trash. You tell me which one seems more likely. My journey then took me to the unfinished Pizza Hut the meanies were making, where I reignited my passion for non-consensual foreplay. After a front hand here and a backhand there, Fisk's boys seemed thrilled at my ability to not take no for an answer, and I saved them all from my new victims. My efforts to save the unsavable caused unfortunate events though, but I thankfully managed to keep the crane from turning the 12 and a half babies watching below into a midnight snack. And yes, I know what you're asking. Is the opposite of opposite the same or opposite? I then destroyed a helicopter and saved the rest of this amazing city from another unnecessary disaster. After seeing future Spider-Man for the first time, Daddy Davis was never able to achieve his dreams of having his arm replaced by an automatic beating machine. One only for black guys, of course. Miles shared in his grief as he set out to take on the demons and save his father so he could choke the chicken one last time. It was all for nothing as future Spider-Man's origin story began, and he set out to one day practice self-abuse as good as his dad once did. My sanity was surprisingly in pretty good shape as I tried to reason with all the masked boys at the shipping place. I didn't want to die, they didn't want to get embarrassed in front of their friends. We should have been able to find a non-violent solutions to our problems, but no. They would only respond to one thing. Da foot. I shoved my foot so far up their asses I could crack my toes on their ribcage. My rampage was stopped short after this bitch with a weird fascination for matching her outfit to her hair and a clear disgust for some classic feet action wrapped me in her BDSM ropes, resulting in a grave catastrophe. I was then caught by Lee with my hand firmly lodged into his metaphorical cookie jar before he forced me to beat up some homeless dudes. Otto created some new and improved masturbators, obviously made only for black guys. And MJ gave me the urge to send a strongly worded letter to Insomniac for making me regret ever liking redheads. After Peter made dinner for no reason and unsuccessfully getting some ass, I took my sexual frustration out on everyone who made the unfortunate decision to park in the garage. If there's one thing I hate more than this challenge, it's bad parking. But as usual, my progress in this game and my sanity level are inversely proportional as I meet the ultimate villain of this challenge. And I have only one word for you. Elevator. Oh. Are you fucking kidding me? An elevator. That's how I die? God, this sucks. I hate. Why did I decide to do this? Why did I decide this? After all the work put into making my life more stressful than it already is, all the cutscenes I sat through for no reason at all, and all the flathead screwdrivers jammed firmly into my sphincter, I got killed by an elevator. You're joking. It doesn't get any better as I swing into attempt number 10 in this cockroach-infested porta potty I call a challenge. I thankfully managed to survive a potential booty shooting from the first dudes and their abusive boss. I then kept the Popeyes workers from stealing all 11 herbs and spices, channeled my inner Andy Garf, kept a bunch of construction workers from clocking in for the day, they're definitely getting fired, did this shit again, and beat up a bunch of Asian guys. Once I found Shocker sticking his hand in the mayo jar again, he took a nice handful and shoved it right down my throat. Zip, 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 zip! I couldn't zip! I couldn't zip!
Me, so young and stupid! You just stupid!
Fuck! And here we are, back at the beginning. I don't know about you, but I personally love doing the same shit over and over and over and over. and over. In my 11th attempt, I shoved Shocker's mayo in the face of the hardest enemies in the game, and then I got it right back. Yep. I'm just used to it now, I guess. My 12th attempt came and went once again as I beat the first dudes, got revenge on those turrets, nutted on Tubby, wasted a bunch of time doing little wastes of time, put a bag on my head, and eventually attempted to save people I shouldn't be attempting to save. I'm gonna be calm. But what the f did I say about zipping?
Around the outside
Zip! Fucking zip! If I push zip, you zip! If I see one more container of poopy noodles, I will 100% be shitting my pants. God damn it! Noodles! I'm starting to lose myself at this point. I'm getting so frustrated that I'm devolving back into freely sucking up the ass cheese the game is constantly secreting into my mouth. So I pulled my tidy whities so far up I could floss my teeth with them, and I got back to work. I beat those motherfuckers at the start, beat off my little Willy, got a new suit, dodged Shocker's mayo attacks, completely destroyed the city, watched Daddy Davis die again, did some retarded shit, and fought my way all the way back to my arch nemesis. Ooh, close one. Good thing you suck ass, elevator ass bitch. After showing the elevators which finger is my favorite, I saved Man Bun from somehow not eating 100 bullets, and of course from not meeting the ground in the world's tallest elevator shaft. At this point in the game, fighting all the randos is pretty easy as long as I can heal. So to keep the video from being even more repetitive than it already is, I'm just going to be going over the main impactful parts. Just know my skills to not take a jackhammer into the poop chute are drastically improved from the beginning of this challenge. Anyways, it was party time. I blended in as myself and easily took out some of my biggest foes. They just seemed a little more autistic than usual. I then almost died fighting the demons, but luckily was able to use my suit power to heal in time. I watched the lizard commit sin and used pumpkins to absolutely dome as many college students as possible. After surviving the fight against millions of dollars in student loan debt, I climbed up Oscorp Tower and snuck inside. I then did one of the rarest things in gaming history and actually smiled during an MJ mission. Oh? Dumbass. Otto showed off his new and improved masturbator. Black eyes only, of course. Daddy Davis would have loved it. Oh, and it juggles. So there's that. Miles then broke my jaw and I called an ambulance for the chest pain I received when realizing I had to do another epic sneak hacking mission. Chasing down Lee in his little tank jeep thing wasn't so bad, and the shadow realm he took me to was pretty simple. Just don't get hit, and it's all pretty straightforward. Kind of like, I guess, the rest of the game is kind of how it works. Don't get hit and you don't die. You know, whatever. I then did yet another fucking MJ mission. Like, if I'm over here telling Spooderman what to do, then why can't they just let you play as him instead? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Anyways, I disarmed the bomb, switched back to our boy, and took out all the dudos. My next task was to finally take out Lee on the train. All you gotta do to beat him is just dodge when it says to dodge, and the way it wants you to dodge. Just push one button at the right time and in the right way, and you win. So yeah, it was pretty easy. Once Mr. Negative was off to get a stern talking to, Otto showed me his even newer new sex arms that just happened to be new. One's only made for black guys, of course. But for some reason, he decided to put them on himself instead of a black guy. Racist piece of shit. My journey took me to the prisons, where I managed to pinch one out on all the prisoners, and in return, the sensual six became persistent in trying to talk to me about my car's extended warranty. I wanted nothing to do with it, but they wouldn't take no for an answer. Angry Otto took his revenge on the Trump rally nearby by busting his 3-year supply of his chode nectar on Times Square and infecting them with a rare form of gonorrhea. This is where the plot thickens. The goal now is to take out all the 6 sex addicts. I did some of the smaller things pretty easily first, just taking out a bunch of randos and jetpack boys. I then watched Otto's Twitch stream with me being his only viewer, and trust me, I didn't donate a damn thing, which pissed him off, so he tried to fucking kill me. Talk about ungrateful. Definitely not subbing now. I was then abducted and taken right into my next fight between the 2 retardos. This bot fight was ridiculously easy, to be honest. I don't think I could have died if I wanted to. Vulture was just a dodge every now and then, and attack for a bit, and Electra was like fucking a sock puppet. An occasional realization that it's not what you want it to be, but in the end you get the job done as usual. And there's basically no mess, because you're already inside there. Nothing else to it, really. Next was Rhino and Scorpion. But first, a little trip down what the fuck is going on lane. And by trip, I mean tripping absolute balls. Scorpion sliced me with his giant horsecock, and I had to make the antidote while still properly tweaked out. Eventually, after almost being done with this whole sequence and dodging an endless number of even bigger giant horsecocks trying to swat me like the insect I am, this happened. That's a lot of cocks. Oh! What? 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 No!
Somehow. But I'm running out of time.
No! What? It just taps me and I die? A little tippy tap on the ankle? Little tippy tap on the ankle. But I'm not actually dead because I'm in like my head, right? So it's not like I'm not actually dead. Yes, I am. All the work, all the time spent, all the tears and pounds of hemorrhoid cream used during that one run for nothing. I wanted to give up so bad after that. Just the world's most retarded fucking death of all time. Some of you might know me by now, and no, I don't quit. I wish I could, but I'm cursed with the persistence of a 43-year-old named Big Dick Rick talking to Chris Hansen on Dateline NBC. I just can't quit even if I know I should. Even as I write this, I am so pissed off. So I beat the digested waste out of the fat fuck, almost died stopping these dumb bitches, put on a new suit, got diabetes from watching people eat cake for the millionth time, screamed my way through the greatest sneak mission ever made, shoved that mayo clear down Shocker's throat, saved the fat fuckers at the construction site, did some more of the greatest sneak missions ever to be snuck into our fucking assholes, dodged the world's shittiest elevators, took my anger out on a bunch of cock whores at the party, and attempted to make my way up Oscorp Tower and sneak in. And it was here where my anger managed to grow exponentially, and my sanity dropped to an even more dangerous level. Oh my god, leave me alone. What? What the fuck was that?
Stable teams, I need a status report.
Who the fuck is sniping me?
Negative. We are all
What
clear.
snipers do they have?
Still look like a software issue? We don't know. We're evaluating. Please maintain current alert level.
I just got one-shotted across the map. No way. No way that just happened. There's no way that just happened. I just want to be done, please. This has gone way too long. It's gone way too long. I just want to be done. Oh my god. For these next few attempts, having built up a decent serving of some nice rage and disappointment, I truly reverted back into my old shit-eating self. Shit. 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 What the fuck? I'm alive. Oh my god, I hate this so much. I want to be done. I'm alive, and it feels right. Whatever the song says, but I'm alive. With all the time I have already spent attempting this challenge, I have officially gotten nowhere, cause here I am, back at the beginning, as usual. Like none of it ever happened. It was literally all for nothing. Will I be playing this game till I die, or will I just beat the fucking game, please? Anyways, I thankfully didn't get killed by the first guys again, and Fisk was no match as usual. I eventually put on a new suit, looked at some art, beat Shocker, stopped the flying demons after saving Fisk's dudes, did a bunch more random fights and whatnot before dodging more elevators, and survived a rager. Now, once again, I was back at Oscorp. This time I made damn sure to not be impatient, and I took my sweet time. No way I'm letting Chris Kyle take me out like that again. Eventually, Lee took me back to his hometown. I timed some dodges in the train, became the target at the bukkake party, had another session with the sock puppet, and got completely zooted once again. I was back at the farthest point I had made it before, and I was gonna make damn sure to dodge the humongous dingus trying to take me down. After successfully getting sober, I did another amazing sneak mission as future Spider-Man, and as it turns out, Rhino despises Chase of Goose.
I hate Chase of Goose!
It was now time to fight the 3-year-old in a giant Russian's body and the man with the huge horse cock coming from his ass. Rhino wanted so badly to stick that horn somewhere where it would really hurt, and after already receiving 19 different servings of a sunrise surprise while attempting this challenge, I figured I'd try saying no and instead knock some boxes on his head. Scorpion, being the tree hugger he is, stabbing people with his fentanyl-laced horsecock, didn't like that I would destroy perfectly good boxes for my own gain, and did his best to shank me with his wanker. Once the inappropriate interlopers were taken care of, the game set out a new challenge for me. A challenge even more challenging than the challenge I've already challenged myself to challenge. This challenge truly is the ultimate challenge of this challenge. But which challenge is the challenge? I have to do by far the most annoying mission ever created in the history of creating missions. The last MJ mission. In this challenge that rivals all challenges, I have to somehow complete this mission without becoming bored out of my mind. I was unsuccessful.
Oh man,
Wow,
look
a
at us.
picture.
We used to be so
Let's stare at it
carefree.
some. I managed to beat the mission, but the boredom bug hit me right in the butthole. It's truly an impossible task, and I challenge any of you watching to try it. Back playing again as the man himself, I took on the last boy to be in my way before fighting the amazing racist squid. Beating Lee was the easiest thing since becoming a registered sex offender. I just swung around in the air for a bit, dodging every attack, and then hitting Y when it tells me to. Once Lee was down for the final time, Otto absolutely destroyed me in a 1v1, and Norman got taken away like a little toddler. It was now time to end this shit once and for all. Am I really about to finally beat the game? Just one fight left. I used all my remaining skill points and made any last minute upgrades I could. I made a fancy new suit out of Doc Ock's sex toys supplies he used to make stuff only for black guys, of course. Now I was ready. Let's do this shit. Already starting out the fight, I was a little butthurt because the game clearly didn't want me to complete this challenge. It changed my suit power and wouldn't let me change it back. So instead of having the ability to regain focus and heal whenever I need to, the game is forcing me to regenerate my gadgets instead. So I'll at least be able to use lots of gadgets. And boy, did I spam the shit out of them. I threw so many web bombs at him, Osama would be proud. Until I found out it actually doesn't refill those, so I kinda just completely wasted them. Due to the fact that I don't have the suit power that got me to this point, I almost died multiple times. And I'm serious when I say if I died in this last battle of the game, I would literally burn my house down. I would have been so unbelievably pissed. I was almost tempted to let it happen just for the views, but no. Fuck that shit. There's no way I'm doing that. Ain't no way. Anyways, I decided I wanted to finish this motherfucking shit challenge I regret ever attempting. I threw everything I possibly could throw at him, and he eventually broke my cum shooters after I tickled his neck. We then had a final standoff on the side of the building. I dodged to perfection most of the time, and finally, after exactly 70.4 hours of gameplay and 20 attempts, I let him penetrate me with his sex arm and officially beat the game without dying. Yes! finally, holy shit, I'm finally done with that. Look at that octopussy fall. Stare at him. Holy shit, I can't believe I'm finally done. Oh my god, finally. I did it. The game is over, and I completed the challenge. I can't believe I did it. We couldn't go out without watching Aunt May die again, of course, but even through the sadness, I was finally happy. Now I want to thank all you pumpkin pie cuties out there for sharing this journey with me. All of you making it to the end with me are the reason I keep making these videos. Thank you. Seriously. More videos are already on the way, so if you stick with me, I promise you'll get as bricked up as I am. Now, as usual, your pinky toes are looking perfectly average, your eyelashes are definitely still existing, and your jaw opens and shuts like no other. I'll see you in the next one.